your chance to know. Let me show you why. Let me show you why. Let me show you why.
Morning, people. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tony Bahama here on the Humblest Opinion with my co-host, and thank you for joining us here for season two. Season two here on the Humblest Opinion. Today on the Humblest Opinion, we want to discuss a few things that are relative and pertinent, of course, to just the black experience, the melanated experience here, not just in the Caribbean but across the world. We going to decide to talk about a few things here relative to, of course, the Bahamas and a lot of different Caribbean countries. But the most important thing here, and the theme of this, is just the illusion of freedom. Or it's a free country. I was in a store the other day, and the lady came in. She said, "This is a free country. I could say what I want to say. I could do what I want to do. This is my mouth. That's a free country." Okay, well, I guess that's what's being pushed. I guess that's the thought. So, but again, is it a free country?
There is no such thing as freedom in the so-called free world. That does not exist. People can always maneuver under whatever illusion they want to maneuver under, but that is not really so. So let's take, for example, the female saying that she can say whatever she wants to. If the wrong person hears her and does not like that, she can get her hair tail.
You don't know.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know what getting your hair tail off is, that's just getting some big slaps. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, there are videos running around where people have said some things, whether it has been in reference to ethnicity, racial issues, in reference to just having a problem with someone walking their dog, however it goes. Okay, and if you see those videos, you will clearly see that you were not free to say whatever you wanted to say. That's all I'm saying.
Round of applause for that one, because I was just watching some videos, and by the way, I don't advocate violence as a form of expression in any way, but there's this girl online, her name is Shakisha, you know what I mean, and she ran the little talk up, you know what I mean, she wasn't having it. People ran the talk too much, about what they feel they should say, and, go and look it up. This happened almost about 11, 10 years ago, but it's still fresh.
Yes.
That slap is still fresh.
But it's still applicable, because what we need to understand is just in reference to the world, right? And they're saying that Mike Tyson said it, so if it is his quote, I feel like it was just a very good one. The internet, social media, has put people to a comfortable level.
Right.
They feel like they could say whatever they want to.
Right.
They ain't got to be scared of getting punched in the mouth.
Use the cloud.
So at the end of the day, right, if you live in Uganda and I live in North Carolina, we having this argument back and forth. Neither of us might ever go to the next person's country. So of course we feel like we can say whatever we want to say.
You safe.
Okay. But let's take, for example, you're having an argument, a social media argument with Mr. Mike Tyson, right? Would you have said those same things if you were standing right in front of his face? This is where we are with social media and people thinking that they're free. You have the freedom to type some stuff. Yes, you do.
Is that your keyboard?
You have the freedom to say some things, but then you must also realize that somebody has the freedom to react
and
to what it is that you did.
And respond.
And their reaction might not be what you like.
So yeah, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we just gotta go and introspectively look at. When we did some research, of course, everything we think about, everything we say here on this platform is research, and we're open to your research. But in the end of it, it's just still a humblest opinion, but what's one of the first things, that you can do on the opposite end of the spectrum? Because you're free, but you ain't really free.
Well, if you are, I wouldn't even say if you happen to be somebody who travels or trots with any kind of gang affiliation, right? There are certain things that one cannot do. So let's take, for example, if you're in America, you can't be wearing red in a blue area.
All
you
red.
can't be wearing blue in a red area. In the Bahamas, you back in the 90s, you couldn't be raiders shouting and screaming out Hoyas in a Hoya area and vice versa. Now we're at the point of Maras and One Order and Dirty South and whatnot. But these are things that one could not do. But now if we want to flip that onto the corporate scene, you can't be walking up and Dunkin' Donuts with the Wendy's bag sitting down to that table either.
Die for you.
You know what I mean? So so you have to look at it like that. You know what I mean? This is not your area. This is your territory. Don't come in this area thinking that you can do and say whatever you want to. Go your way.
I had a friend who works with Nike. You know, a friend of mine or some mutual individual came around in an Adidas suit. It's like, he didn't know what we're trying to do here. He didn't get the memo then.
Apparently, he didn't get the memo.
Does he need me to get him something?
Yeah.
If that's all he had, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But it's that type of energy. Certain things you can't do in certain places, certain people, and that's what that. So you technically ain't really that free. You know what I mean? One of the things that people telling you now that's up for debate, and this is a whole hot button topic, but I don't really care when you talk about it. People saying, okay, you can't fly without being vaccinated or fully vaccinated. But again, I'm a resident expert at this whole travesty mockery or whatever this is going on. Because first off, Fauci was with the AIDS epidemic, the pandemic. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, has reduced the black population by, minority population over its period of time. It's ran its course. It's done its job that they intended. But Fauci hasn't had success with that. Was pushing some bad drugs to some people. Now they bring the same person who swing y'all or swing people before to come back and talk about the pandemic. Cool. And let's show you that's his agenda, because this man has outlasted two presidents on two different sides, but they all coming in his dread. So just think about that for a second. But anyway, you can't fly. They come out to talk. You got to be vaccinated. Or no. At one point in time, it was no vaccine, right?
Right.
That's what started.
Right.
Okay. But let me again. But tell me about the whole. Let's talk about the timeline on all of this.
What we need to understand, first of all, is that this was planned never to end.
Right.
And I listened to a doctor who spoke to Dr. Umar on a show, right? A female doctor, I can't remember her name. She's speaking to Dr. Umar on a show. And he was asking some questions in reference to it, and they were answering. So it wasn't an argument, it was just a dialogue, right? Mm-hmm. And what she said was, we never came out of the Spanish flu epidemic. We never came out of that. We're still dealing with that now. People still have the flu. Okay? So what we need to understand is that this was set up never to end. That's the first thing. All right? So we started off with the fear. There was no vaccine. People are dropping down dead. And ironically, if you look at the numbers of deaths in, let's just say, for example, America, it's really not that much higher than the other years past. But I digress. So, no, it's really not. So, if you were just looking at the numbers, you could never see a pandemic. See, if I come on the news and I say to you to be afraid of this, now you are afraid. You were never thinking about that before. Okay, but now you are afraid. So people die from the flu, people die from asthma, people die from tuberculosis.
Which all disappeared, by the way.
Okay, people die from pneumonia all these years. But now, once someone dies, it could have been a car accident, it could have been a heart attack, it could have been cancer. It didn't matter, and they said this on the news on one occasion. This is how we're viewing COVID deaths. If you were tested positive with COVID when you died, that's a COVID death. You could have had a long-term illness, and you could have been told you only had 6 months to live, but COVID took you. So now we move from the fear-mongering in the beginning that we have to go and get a vaccine. Then the vaccine was supposed to save you.
Just one.
Because what they said was, once you are vaccinated, you will no longer be in the pandemic. You don't have to wear a mask. You can go and maneuver with your family wherever you want to, because you're now safe.
Man, you straight.
The vaccine will make sure that you are good. That was what was said. There's no refuting this. There's video evidence uncovered.
Too much.
Anybody who wants to doubt it, who wants to put $1 million on it, please make me rich. So, as I was saying, they clearly told you that this vaccine, once it comes about, you will never have to worry about this ever again. We're curing this. You will be protected from this. Now, months later, oh, well, you know, the vaccine was really only intended to lessen the risk of you getting sick, because you can still catch it, you can still pass it on. But it was said there to lessen the risk, right? So we moved from once you're vaccinated, you're good, you're out of the pandemic, to yeah, well, it's not as effective as we figured it would be. But the thing about it is, if you keep on getting these boosters, then you'll be okay. So now we're on to the vaccination of flying. They're saying that once you're vaccinated, you can travel. Okay, fine. You need to go and look at a story in Canada, okay, that somebody just posted just the other day, who came back from Canada, traveling, fully vaccinated, okay, her and her husband, and they were in mandatory quarantine. Now, we are right now in a situation where people can easily go and get their test at the airport. Remember now, in the beginning, it took many, many days for you to get your PCR test results back.
Right.
Then it moved to like 3 days. In the Bahamas, you couldn't actually do it here. You had to fly every test out of the country. Okay.
I didn't know that.
No, we had to fly every test out of the country
I didn't
to
even
bring
know
it back. Now, all of a sudden, all these new labs popping up, and everybody seems to have this new technology. To my understanding, when you're getting something new, that shit used to be expensive. So, like, when you go get an iPhone, it's like $2,500 in there. And then, so now everybody got this bad money to just go purchase this new technology, because we've now moved from that to rush, where you can have it back in a day. So we moved from 7 days to 5 days to 3 days to a day.
Some of them are 1 hour.
Okay.
A 1 hour. Or instant.
I'm saying to you now that that's where we are. Suddenly, no one's explaining where this fast technology coming from, how we get into this. None of that.
Atlantis.
Okay. But now here it is. When the lady went back, was traveling back from Canada, okay, they were quarantined, right? They took their PCR test before they left. All right, so they supposed to be clear. Upon arrival, you know, they get snatched. Basically, they get put into a quarantine facility. They let them know that, you know, if they break quarantine, the fine for that is $750,000.
Wow.
Right? That's the fine. That's what they said. This ain't my words. It's hers. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Wow.
They had unexplained screening at customs. They're vaccinated, though, fully vaccinated. Now they want to put them on lockdown to make sure that they're not trying to escape. This is what they're being told. Okay. They wasn't allowed to make no stops. They couldn't eat, they couldn't drink, they ain't got no one to do, they could call.
So you get dead on the way to
right.
them.
Okay, so now the process took a few hours, right? So now when they got taken to, I mean, they have them to a hotel, but this is now a quarantine facility. Once you up in there, you cannot move.
Right.
Okay.
I've heard people say
You can't
this.
get no food from the outside world. You only can eat what they giving you, and you only can eat it when they give it to you. You ain't got no buffet. You understand me? You can just bounce downstairs whenever you're ready and all this different stuff. No. Okay, so now they're saying now that they gotta wait 72 hours for a PCR test, okay, to come back across. When these people was doing these things within, like we say, an hour.
An hour.
Okay,
Yep.
but suddenly now it's going to take 72 hours, and you got to wait until you hear from like one of them Red Cross type people or whatever. This takes up to 48 hours. All right, and then once you complete your when you're at your quarantine location, which is your home, you still got to quarantine for 14 days.
Right.
But you vaccinated. Now, all of this was taking place before when there was no vaccine. There was no vaccine, and the reason why they were doing this was because there was no vaccine. But now, you got to go right back to the same things. Wearing masks, being quarantined, and being treated like criminals when you got vaccinated. Now, here's the main kicker. The biggest kicker is this, right? When are you actually vaccinated? What makes you vaccinated? When you got the first shot and you were dying, they said, "Oh, the vaccine didn't kill you because you weren't vaccinated. You are vaccine in you, right? But you ain't vaccinated. So now you became vaccinated after 14 days. You take the second shot 14 days after. So if you die before the 14 days, you are unvaccinated. So when they say to you that most of the people who dying are unvaccinated, that's because they're not listed as vaccinated as yet. Okay, these the facts. Okay, irrefutable, undisputable facts.
Wow.
Right?
I
So
didn't know that.
so
Yeah.
now we've moved the goalpost yet again. Because if you're not boosted, you're not vaccinated.
Right. Now, this about, first of all, round of applause for that again. I'm breaking it down because, ladies and gentlemen, this you ain't free. Pretty much. You can't sum that up. You can't travel to some places. Really, it's kind of getting to most places.
Yeah, unfortunately.
If you ain't free. I mean, if you ain't vaccinated. So, you can't do that in the Bahamas. You know, what else about a gamble that you can't do here?
You can't be affiliated with one political party and expect to get straight. Right? Unless, of course, you happen to be senior ranks, and even some of the senior ranks don't get straight. Okay? But if you have for them during PLB time, if you PLB during F for them, listen to me.
If you DNA.
If you ain't got your money saved, you got some stress. You got some problems. Trust me. There's some doors that could be closed in your face. Like slam. Wow. You know, you will literally feel like you just got slapped.
You. That's funny. That's funny because where did all the flyers go? Where did all the t-shirts go? You know, where did all the shirts go? Where did all the flags go? You know, why all the flags on your car and the sea of red?
Good question. Where did they go? What have you all done with them? Do you all, does everyone wash their cars with them, or do you all just have them in the closet waiting until the next year?
No, election season over. I'll wait for that season.
Okay, so 5 years from now, when you might have put on another 20, 30 pounds, you can't fit that shirt. So exactly, where are they going? Are y'all leaving them for the children? These things in the will? I don't know.
Why you don't take them with you when you go to the next government in power? Why people don't do that?
Right, that part I don't know.
You know,
I have no idea.
You get victimized. Why you don't have them in your job? Okay. Hey, let me meet you. Let's just no. Bring your bag. Let's
have a conversation.
Let's in that back room. Get in that back room. I need to call security. Just yeah. That's what gonna happen. Get that one finger, you dip out like change. They got somebody to get in their spot. One of the things I know, because I happen to be on this road. I am a road connoisseur. I know about the constituencies in the areas and all that. One of the things I do know, I'll be talking politics, is you apparently, listen, I saying you racist. I wouldn't dare paint that brush over something so obvious. But apparently you can't be black and win the seat in St. Anne's.
Yeah, for those who don't know St. Anne's up in the back there, Eastern Road, where a lot of the rich folks live.
So, they have an area. For those of you that are far off in lands far yonder, they have an area that doesn't have any, that never, ever has any infrastructural problems. It never so happens to have had. I've never seen anybody even campaign in St. Anne's. And if you go there, when you come here, if you're a tourist, not a terrorist, a tourist, and you come here and you look, some of the houses are not accessible. So where is the campaigning going on? They come to your door and they sit down and they either lie to you or tell you the truth. That's all they can do. They only do 2 answers. Yeah. But if your house is so far back from the road and you have servants or you have dogs or you have whatever protection services, shout out to Professional Renaissance, if you have that, they're letting you come to the house to come talk. He ain't give me no lemonade, no juice. You can't come in here. So nobody is campaigning on that. That's telling you they didn't make up their mind on what and who they voting for. So the fact of the matter, or the evidence says, you can't be black and win in St. Anne's. You probably can't win in Green Turtle Key. You can't win in Spanish Wells if if you're not of that lighter hue. So these just facts. This just is what I see. Now listen. It could happen. I say it can't happen. I just ain't never see it happen. But again, what else is you can't do?
In this country, you can't be honest and work for government.
Right.
Because if you're honest and work for government, then they can put you in the back. You ain't gonna be someone who they can be asking to answer no questions. Okay? Whenever some people come to the office, right? They're always going to push the known liars to the forefront. The people who speak the truth, they in them in back office somewhere. Okay? If they see them coming, they letting them know we don't need your services right now. Okay? I got this. Because if you are honest and work for government, right, you ain't gonna find yourself really moving up the ladder like that. Unless you got some serious dirt on these people, and they're like, we just ain't gonna mess with them, we just let them move forward. But anytime you go to government services, or we go to the higher chain of the politicians, you can clearly see that honesty was not one of the requirements. Okay? If anything, they probably ask you, how comfortable are you with lying?
Right.
I strongly feel like that's
That's about it. Yeah,
that's how I feel. I feel like their whole thing is, listen, if you believe that you can be a part of Justice League, you try to be Hulk, Wonder Woman, so you know what I mean? Whoever's a part of this Justice League. You understand what I'm saying? If you think that this is you coming here,
you have to bring your special power.
I think no. I think you need to go elsewhere because we're not advertising for that. Not today. Okay. Once you say government, a government agency, or you're working within government, honesty is not a requirement.
Yeah.
Okay. On case in point, the former Minister of Health. I digress.
Yeah. You go on that same energy. We had a scene and everybody's knowing this and them this. We talking about the Minister of National Defense, whose sister happens to be in charge of the newspaper here, which might be
national security, former Minister of National Security, yes,
might be a conflict of interest. Not sure, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I know. But anyway, anytime he did something, she'd come to his defense. They probably was sitting right there while he was doing it. She probably was like, okay, cool, you can do that? Okay, cool, let me print that story tomorrow. But anyway, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But, his question was, or his answer to the question was, well, what are you suggesting? Not answering the question, clearly in a situation of deflecting. What are we suggesting? What are you suggesting? Then you have the aerial reconnaissance.
20 million, 17 million or 20 million being spent on some stuff, but we still ain't see that. We still ain't see that yet. Okay.
No, the 6 techies, the birds. What was it? 7. No, they did extensive aerial reconnaissance.
Okay.
And they found 4 goats, 2 sheep, 6 chicken.
Mm-hmm.
After Hurricane Dorian.
Yes. And the thing about it is, when they showed photos of a handful of these devices, what you could have purchased in the Walmart, right? They said, oh no, it doesn't matter how they may look. These things are set up
high tech.
Yeah, high tech. They set up so structurally, and that's the reason why they cost what they cost. But mind you, the local experts here, that unfortunately our country don't listen to the local experts in almost anything, unless they're part of the team. Then suddenly they're geniuses, fabulous. We're like, from what we've been seeing, if they spent $1.5 million, $2 million, they spent a lot. So where did the rest of that money go? Then we're talking about the cams, the cop cams that we have not seen in action since they've been purchased. So where does this money go? And when these things are purchased, where are they stocked? when they're not in use. Because basically you're just spending money for them to rot. Crime is up. Okay, in almost every arena, crime is up. Where's the footage of this crime? Who's be flying around trying to see what's going on?
The spot.
On the spot shot up. Okay, what's supposed to what's supposed to get the people there like right away? Come on, man.
I know. You know what? It was a miss. They misspoke. They didn't spend money on the spot shutter. They just spent money on shutters. That is why crime is going up. So shutters is no longer in Jamaica or whatever a movie. It's here.
It's now it is. Now
it's here. So a bunch of shutters is here. That's why crime going up, despite the pandemic.
Some female made a post in 240, and she was like, "Man, you might should have just spent some money and put some cameras on these blockades, because they'll be everywhere. So you might should just outfit all of them and just let them run around. Check the footage. You might actually see some things taking place. You know what? That might be such a bad idea. I know sure it's a bad idea than spending all this money on some stuff that we don't see being used at all."
On to the next point, and on that same point, with the, if we try to find out, you know what? I give it to the former, I don't even know her post. She tried to tell us how much money was being spent.
It was so high, she couldn't call it off.
But you had two, listen, no, hear me out. You had two set of script. You had two set of numbers. And they try to tell you, no. Tell the people that was only 7 million.
Right.
But when you look at the number was actually 7 billion.
Yeah.
So she trying to find out and take in between 7 million.
77 million, 777 million, 13 billion, 350 trillion.
Quadrillion.
I don't.
Fuck it, man. Fuck it.
I don't understand. It's just too many numbers on this paper. They ain't never teach me to go to science school.
And then she was surprised that they teach this much. They was confused. Hold on, man. Hold on. What?
I think a big part of was trying to figure out how come she ain't getting that. That's how I feel.
That's how your kid knows. You didn't give me that?
That's how I feel it was.
7 million. So you ain't free. You ain't free. These stuff that you paid for as a country, obviously ain't free. But you ain't in charge. You even have no opinion on none of that stuff. And speaking of honesty, you can't be honest and work at ID. Apparently. Now, I never worked at ID. But, but again, what maybe you know.
As I said, it rides along with the same thing for any government office. Any government office, you can't be honest and right there. Because the lies that are inside that place, if you want to keep your job, you can't say nothing. Why do you think that we don't have Bahamian lawyers and doctors speaking out against the pandemic?
Right.
Now, something else that you can't do in the Bahamas as a melanated person, as a black individual, you can't get a major contract to build no hotel. Okay. You can't get a major contract to be building no highways and all these different things.
Oh no.
If you happen to be a black Bahamian, not in this country.
You could be a contractor. You could get a little piece.
You could be a subcontractor.
Sorry.
You could be a subcontractor.
Yeah.
Okay, but the people who being awarded these things, they don't look like the black man.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the way that it is. I mean, you can't even own certain land in the Bahamas. You can't
even build that.
You can't own certain land in certain areas. Okay, if you're a black Bahamian. Okay, all right. If you are a black Bahamian, you can't even own certain lands. All right, this is crazy to be a black Bahamian in this country, and you can't even do that. And one thing you damn sure can't do is get the 100-year contract,
Yeah, that ain't for you. That ain't for us. So the history says that no Bahamian has ever had a contract. I don't even know. They see, and this is the sad part. You know, the 100-year agreements or anything over 50, 10 years, and I mean, shoot. You know what? You know what you can't get in the Bahamas? You can't get the truth. You can't get freedom of information. How about that?
That's something, mate.
You didn't even know.
You can't even get you can't even get information. You ain't free to get information. The people who lying to you gotta give you the right to ask them if they lying to you.
Correct.
Well done.
Correct.
Well done.
Like on that one. You know, that's the whole story with this. So we don't, none of you know what the whole truth is on this matter. You know, we don't know. We don't know what you can know to verify the whole truth with what you saying to us. And neither will you know. So you don't even know how much 50-year agreements out there. You don't know how much 100-year agreements out there.
150-year
agreements out there.
Because, boy, we really stretching it now. And the thing about it is, they didn't even ask you. So if you were truly free in your country, with your land, if it was truly yours, you don't think they would have to ask you before they did something like that? Yeah, but that your wife sour. Your wife sour, so, you know, that even, we don't know. That's the whole point. But the main thing is you ain't free, and there's a lot of things you can't do. We got some things popping up on the screen here. You know, the Road Traffic Act, let's talk about cars. Okay. The Road Traffic Act states that learner's permits can only be issued to individuals that are at least 17 years old. Now, why you at 16? I mean, what's the difference between 16 and 17? I don't know. Why? Legally, you can consent to sex at 16.
Right. So
you can't drive a car.
So let's get this straight. You could drink at, what's the age?
No. Drinking here would be, I think, from 18. 18, I think. 18 is drinking.
I get it. So here's the thing. You can't get the permit till you 17. Sorry. So you can start having sex at 16. You can start getting your car to go get sex at 17. And you could go and
get drunk at
18. Okay? And that's the progression that they've decided for you. Now, that don't make no sense. I know people at 16, not that I know them, but I've heard, you know, that do all of that at one time. Yeah. Probably even before that. So it don't really even make no sense. The Road Act need to be reenacted. You know, you also, you know, no vehicle can be licensed for 2 years. Let's just say you have a vehicle and you go and, you know, you get stuck out the country because you're unvaccinated.
Yeah, and they ain't even letting you back in.
Your car can't get license, you know, for 2 years.
2 years at a time, no.
So they can impound your car because your car ain't licensed.
The thing about it is you can pay for your driver's license for 3 years. You can pay for your driver's license for a 3-year period, but you can't license your vehicle for a 3-year period. And you know what? I mean, in a way, I sort of kind of understand it in that. Now, in order for that to happen, all you would have had to simply do is pay for the insurance for 3 years as well.
Oh.
Okay. But the thing about it is, though, that could still be done, or still should be able to be done. If I pay 3 years worth of insurance, why can't I pay 3 years worth of licensing?
Right. So the vehicle can't be licensed for 2 years or more, but you could insure for 3 years?
No, I'm saying you can't.
You can't, right. So you saying it's a free country, the girl who come and you're telling us this, and you can't do this before you're 17. If you over 25 or 26, your insurance rate goes up. You know, this ain't really making no sense. Speaking of, on the same note as far as what you could do on this road, but you can't, no ownership of a plate can be transferred. So if you have a plate, you have a license, that plate will be assigned to the owner for life.
Yeah.
So that is why all of the transit businesses and people are stuck a lot of years. Now, they give you a taxi plate. They give you this, they give you that. That's why your mommy's mommy, your pappy's pappy, your pappy's 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 pappy was this. And if you want to do something, you cannot do it from a standpoint of just ownership or having or owning a plate because it ain't yours. And you ain't gonna never since on it, like they say, never cease.
Never. Never.
You never is correct.
Never. You change that V to a W and understand how bad it could be. Never.
So it's a lot of things, just simple stuff that you can't do here in the Bahamas. But again, what else?
It looks like you can't own a bank in this country.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh.
Now, if you are the government or have some government links and ties, then maybe. But when we're talking about even the respectability of it, because at the end of the day, we have a bank that's been around for quite a while, and it's because they call themselves Bahamian. This is what they call themselves. I mean, but then Pilgrims changed. The Pilgrims,
the colonizers.
yeah, these people have changed their names so many times. I mean, because we got people who claiming to be Indians who ain't got no damn Indian blood.
No Indian blood,
You
right?
understand what I'm saying? Okay, so they just switch it up however they want to. But we have someone who's calling themselves in Charles Black Bahamian.
Correct.
Okay? I know of a
In Lugaya.
I know of a black Bahamian who had some mad money, who was trying to set up a bank, to assist our people in having the accessibility of getting more loans for homes and different things, because these banks, they'll give you a loan to go travel, to go do some shopping. Okay, they'll give you a loan for a car, but they ain't giving you no loan for no business. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, so this is something that would have been set for that, and they didn't have the opportunity to do that. They shut that right down.
Like they say, you can dead before you get it. You can dead before you see this. When it's sad because you mentioned something about money. You have the bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you say, if let's just say you have a certain amount of money in your possession, you can't keep that on you, right?
No, the laws, and honestly and truthfully, these are laws that work in a number of so-called free countries. All right, there's just a situation. There was this Vegas, somewhere in Vegas, Nevada or something, India. But it was somewhere in one of these areas where a guy was traveling with 100,000. Okay, he owns his business and he keeps his own money. He was actually going to his children. And I think he was actually going to go and do some things for them. So he's traveling with this money because he decided that's what he's going to do. And he have receipts and everything to show, this is paper, right? And there's a law where as long as, these are the things that they do. So you can clearly understand.
You can't fly with that.
Right. No. He was driving. But you definitely can't fly with it. Over 10,000, right?
Right.
So you're not free, because I can't take however much of my own money I want and travel with me if that's what I want to do.
And you have to be vaccinated to even fly.
Okay. So now you charging me to get my own money out of the ATM. You charging me to hold my money. So if I say I'm interested in paying these fees, I can get a locker. Now, they have a situation where they can let the dog smell the money to see if any drugs are on it, right?
Right.
It's been proven that over 90% of all money have some sort of drug and touching.
Right.
That didn't mean that you had drugs and touch your money, but it's floated around. So unless it's brand new and just come out the bank, 9 times out of 10, you have some sort of drug, whether it's marijuana,
yeah.
somebody smoke, would have touched it, right? Now, the law, to show that you're not free, the law clearly states you cannot travel with this amount of money, even though it's your money. So now, if you can't prove to their satisfaction
that this is yours,
and you obtained it illegally, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to be out of your own money.
So let's just say you go to Vegas, use a Bahamian, go on your nice little trip, and the good Lord bless you. They give you your money. Okay, cool. Come out, they club or whatever else it would be. You cool. You get your little piece of change and you got to go. Now you hop on the planes. After hopping on that plane, you attempt to come back to the Bahamas. You attempt to come back here to bring that money into the country.
You better find
How you gonna hop on a plane to bring that back in here is the first question.
You better try and find a way to wire that paper before you leave. Because for you to come with that, I don't care if it's casino or it's this and that. What they will say to you is you broke the law. So you
Correct.
still can't get that money back.
So you ain't free.
No.
And then on top of that, we talking about these body cams, right? You brought up a good point the other day. What is it consistently about police and those counties? So let's say the officer stopped you, brother.
That's something, eh? Apparently, you can't wait to DEU if you can count. if you're somebody who can actually count, you can't wait to DEU. Okay, you can't wait to,
Yes.
to these special branches. Okay, because when you would have criminals who you would hear the word on the road or even in the court, they be like, but it's like 100,000 there. I only see y'all bring 20 grand in court.
Right.
What happened to the rest of the money?
Because now, bear in mind the cartels, and then we don't feel sorry for the cartels, but we do either way. But they scratching their head. Hold on. So we know we said 10, 100 bricks on this amount of street value. Yeah. We also know that we're watching the trial because they watch the trial. They see that, hold on, they say they got this fella for $500,000. You know what I mean? When we know we said about 40 million to that location and it was intercepted or whatever else it would be. So
and they have everyone who was on the trip locked up.
Correct.
So where did this
money go? And then where does it serve? Like, okay, cool. So it was in your bag or whatever the question might have been. And the case is nullified and thrown out. Do you get that back? So that ain't really yours. And then even if we talk about these different things, these vices and such, they're not illegal in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
Every country across the world has some type of thing. In Switzerland, prostitution is legal. Marijuana is legal. Drugs is legal. You know what I'm saying? Bear in mind, just the economy is doing really well, just so we all know. But, right here in the Caribbean.
And the crime situation is nowhere near what it is in those areas that's stopping these things.
That's
well, but hey,
Yeah, that's just an idea. Just kicking it out there. Even down in St. Martin, it's legal. All these things are legal. And the vices and problems that affect certain societies and problems don't apply. But hey, what do I know? Just my humble opinion on some of this stuff. All we're saying, Lord, just don't seem like you could find a police officer or somebody who could count clearly. Now I know some people that can count. I know some people that are police officers, but I'm not sure if I know too much that kind of come together.
That just go together. Let's start the same way. Apparently it doesn't seem as if you can get yourself a fair trial if you're broke. If you're a black broke person, you can't seem to get a fair trial.
You can forget that, boss.
And you can't seem to get convicted if you're rich and white. I don't understand.
So let's use the historical precedent, right? There was a certain young lady of a lighter skin and a European name, that lived in the westernly parts of the capital
in a rich western part,
and there was allegedly, because I wasn't there, I don't know, that obviously, based on the evidence, she was found guilty of murder. So, that it was multiple people in the yard, multiple people saw and observed what happened. She is now scot-free.
Living a life outside of the country.
Correct.
First off, this would have had to have been the fastest appeal trial in the history of the Bahamas.
Yeah, this wouldn't make no episode of the CSI.
She was out of there.
Right.
I say out of there. Now, I don't know if the judge or the people who pushed the situation for her getting this property, that was left by them because
I didn't even think about that.
Their stuff in the bag. I don't know what the arrangement or the agreement was, but apparently she's out. Now, we have people who have been proven innocent through DNA who can't get out of jail. But this one, who had a mountain of evidence against her, is free. This is what we're talking about with the difference in the hue of the skin and the amount of money in the pocket. Okay, yeah, that's That's how free you are. That's just how free you are.
So if you come in here, by the way, another thing I've never seen or can't happen in the Bahamas is a public defender. I never see them. Now I ain't saying they don't exist. I just ain't never see them.
Okay, there are public defenders.
Who?
Hold on. There are people who work. There are people who work for. It wouldn't be called that, but they have a section where if you can't afford a lawyer, right? You would get a lawyer for your trial, but it can only be the felony trials. So they don't do that for magistrate court. That doesn't happen for magistrate court.
So let's more.
No. The small crimes, no, I ain't gonna. No, the answer's in that.
You great.
Okay, you might die before you see that, But as it relates to Supreme Court, if it's like murder, armed robbery, rape, whatever, you know what I mean, and you cannot afford a lawyer, then they might scrap somebody up to defend it.
It ain't gonna be the best.
Man, listen, the best usually have their own practice.
Right. They don't want that contract. You walk in, the judge or the lawyer, so Your Honor, this nigga say he guilty. I know his name, but you won't believe him.
Yeah.
So and they ain't gonna reason to lie. So so there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't really see the evidence, but
Right.
but he say he guilty. He say he ain't guilty. So there you go. That's probably the lawyer you can get. But these things, I saying you can't do these things, or you couldn't do these things. I just don't have proof of these things. One of the things I've never seen a pothole in Blair Estates. I've never seen a pothole on the Eastern Road. We've had situations where, when the county, in Lutra, the bridge can't fall down that leads to the white area. But you ride in Burnett Road, man, to the black area, Fox Hill and such, you gonna need a hovercraft to avoid your axle from falling off.
Yep.
Because the road is a rocky road. Like Sizzler was saying back in the 90s.
It's so rough.
The road's so rough. Your car, much people, everybody, you head out in your soul. Right over the hole.
I mean, some of the holes that you drop in, I think your soul is actually.
You feel it like, what the flip?
It's like separate and then come back together sometimes.
You avoid one hole to not go in one hole.
Yeah.
And you end up in the next hole.
Yeah. Yep.
But in Blair, nothing. There's no potholes over Paradise Island. None. You cannot find these things. You won't find it at all.
So how is it that they could make that happen there, but can't make it happen on the roads that you pay for? Your taxes paying for these roads.
Just talking about freedom.
Your taxes paying for these roads. How is it that they can't make that happen for you, but they can make that happen for them?
Just talking about freedom and things that you can't see and can't happen. Speaking of, as we about to wrap this up, we there be anything else? No, but we have something here. We have some very interesting information, people. Talk about my pastor. Do not talk about my pastor. But your pastor, like people say America's pastor, which I don't even know, but cool. PASTA. The plumber, and has apparently found
envelopes filled.
Not one.
Envelopes
filled with $600,000 in cash and checks inside the wall of Joel Osteen Houston megachurch. Don't talk about my pastor, for all you people who listen. Brother Gamba, expound on the situation. Maybe was this the reason why he didn't want people to come into his church when they were dying?
It's quite possible that, when, because what was this, hurricane, possible flood, something of this nature. They didn't.
What hurricane was it? Hurricane Dorian, eh?
I think it was Dorian, right? Mm-hmm. Where you have this big huge church that your members' money paid for, and y'all didn't want to house these people who could have possibly been dying, or could possibly die from the hurricane or the flood. Now, this is my thing. I have never been a part of any business or heard of any entity within my lifetime that stores their money and envelopes in a wall unless that wall is a safe. Now, when you open, You could have a picture that you open up and it's a part of the wall, and you open up the safe and you put the money in there. But this is not what the story says. It did not say he found a safe
Right.
in the wall.
Right.
He said he found envelopes filled with cash and checks in the wall. So, what could have been transpiring that John felt the need to put $600,000 worth of anything?
Envelopes.
In the wall.
Envelopes. So we talking about 600,000. Let's just say it was only 2, which I doubt it was only 2. It was 600,000. Let's just say 2. That means that's $1.2 million of your money. Your hallelujah, praise white Jesus money in the wall of the church. Now, hold on. Let's go down this line because they're gonna go every which way with it if it was somebody else. Cool. You happen to be, have some money in your markets. You happen to own a truck, or such. Not judging, completely on you. You have these things, you own these things. Bear in mind, you are avoiding taxes. So is this gentleman that knows a guy,
Who knows a guy?
because that's all the, they don't talk about no scripture in that church. They really talk about, him knowing somebody and how to experience. Good. But good. Is your pastor, avoiding taxes? Why won't he put the money in the bank? And then he won't let people who out there getting, in a life and death situation. Houston Bar, Houston is flooding. They come to the church for thing. Because this is no church anymore. This is actually an embezzlement box now. That's what this is.
So, but see.
So, but there's, my thing is I just will look at, I will see next week's Sunday's service. That's what I will see. To see if y'all still going in there.
The sad thing about it is
Y'all gonna leave?
that those who are indoctrinated,
They ain't gonna quit.
don't see anything wrong with what's taking place. The Stockholm Syndrome is
It's
real.
crazy.
Cognitive dissonance is real.
It's crazy.
It's real. It is real. Okay. We had a pastor here who was arrested and served time for rape. And I think it was
Don't talk about my pastor.
younger female at that.
Yeah.
And he came back out and he had his church and people was there. He's still eating. Eating now. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the point I'm making to you. See, we're so indoctrinated that it doesn't matter what people in authority do. It matters what broke people do. See, if you don't have no money, you don't have the
That's
right.
your crime.
If you don't have no money, you don't have the right to commit crime.
Being broke is a crime.
Yes, but if you have money, then crime really means nothing. Unless the media says that
This
it
is
does.
bad. Right.
Okay? Because if the media stands up and defends you, now you're listening to them who say, hey, they're making sense, But they ain't gonna say anything. They ain't put on the news if it ain't true.
They ain't gonna lie into the Tribune and the Guardian. CNN. They ain't gonna lie. Why would they lie? This is despicable. And I want to talk to you. I don't know who you are that might be listening. I hope it's Sunday morning. You are in this church and you just so happen that you happen to have a humble opinion on listening in your headphones, your earbuds. And as you reach into your wallet to give that cash or money to Joel Austin, you're sitting in his church and you're about to pull that money out. Stop it! Catch yourself! He about to take your money and put it in the wall. You about to change the channel from one channel to the next. And Joel Austin is on and he has that contract that's going to give him your money.
Yep.
Stop it. Change the channel. Stop yourself. Catch yourself. But sadly, you're going to probably fall on deaf ears. This could probably fall on deaf ears.
As it usually does. That's the reason why the world is in the position it's in now.
What more evidence do you need to cancel this? They can cancel everybody else over their opinion.
That's something, eh? You can cancel somebody over their opinion, but you ain't canceling your past.
From this nigga thieving from you.
Wow.
So, off the Canary Islands with him. And as we wrap up here, it's just some things you can't do. There's some things you can't do. Someone sitting at their office right now shaking scared. They know that axe about to fall.
Yeah.
You was riding hard with that. You was not see you red, you was rocking with dog.
now it's all changed to yellow, and you realize that job that you only got, not because you were qualified,
You ain't been nowhere.
but because of the family.
You ain't learned
And
nothing.
red, you didn't even take the time the 4 years that y'all was in because they had a snap at you, so it wasn't fine.
To get one of the piece of paper.
To say, let me give you some of this money, what we teaching, what they spending on me, who ain't even deserve it, to go back to school and go get some training into something, or go and take some of this money and go invest in some crypto or something.
Do something.
Or go and open my own company or whatever.
Do something with yourself, yeah.
No, you didn't do any of that. Okay, you sat right there for 4 years and took the free trips, because all these governments were flying around with the people money anyhow. I took these free trips, rent these little rooms, you might get yourself a nice little car, all right, and now you're broke. You back in the bad member like everybody else because you ain't even an essential worker no more.
Right, and you're sweating. You're sitting here, in the words Leslie Miller, your ass to sweat.
You got sweat.
You got sweat.
You got sweat.
You're sitting there sweating because you in the meeting used to be the most vocal person. Now they say, shut up, man. You don't gotta, we gonna let our people come in.
Actually, you even attending the meetings no more because you didn't know there was you.
Right. They having the meeting before they meet you. And they say, yeah, you come in and just, yeah. They can't move you yet, but you sweat. These are some things that you can't be. You can't be non-partial. You can't be non-partisan. You can't find police to count. You can get away with murder. You can't get a fair trial if you ain't got no money. All these things. But again, what's your final thoughts on all of this?
Us as people, we need to realize, us as melanated people especially, we need to realize that we're in a system that has been designed to keep us down. All right? This is the reason why we are not free. No, you don't have any more shackles on your neck and your arms and feet. And there are many people who don't even associate with that because they don't know mommy, daddy, Grammy, great Grammy, who might have been directly affected by that. And you've been taught to not even affiliate and associate yourself with that. But you need to know and understand that you don't know your people. Your families all over this world. Why? Because when they brought certain people over, they didn't keep families together.
Right.
They separated them quickly. Okay? And they even want you on a plantation down the road. Some people went to different countries. All right, this is the reason why when you travel to other countries, you can look and you can see somebody who look like you or look like one of your family members because they are your family member. All right, so we need to learn to work together so that we can finally start to get to be exactly what we want to be, which is truly free.
Correct. Finally, as we wrap up and close, that's my final thought on this. There's some things I can't see in the Bahamas and the Caribbean and just all us formerly colonizated countries. Among the things that are just obvious and in your face, I can't find the rich, beautiful white woman that marrying the poor white black dude. Anymore if you talk about Dexter on the beach, you know what I mean. All he got was what he had.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the rich black guys marrying these foreign women, foreign Caucasus, women from the Caucasus Mountains? But it ain't back and forth. Also, on the same note, I mean, I really can find a woman that really don't think like we touched on our last show. Just because y'all in a relationship or y'all had sex, that y'all, that you're not old. So all these things are part of and representative or endemic of the mental pandemic that's going on here. A lot of offshoots of colonizations, and just what we see as a problem. And there's a lot of things that can't happen in a lot of Caribbean countries. We just pointed out to some of them. I'm still waiting for that black person. We have white, in the white area. Like, he just tell you, like, they flat tell you, look, this is the name we voted for. And he couldn't campaign because obviously, But these are some of the things that just show you where a constant vision reminders that you are not free. That you are not free here. So, we ain't trying to make you mad or mess up your day or hook up your vexation. We just want to make you think about these things and why these things aren't the way they are. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the Humblest Opinion, that's been I'm Tony Bahama with our co-host.
So you gotta get one.
We thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Let it be go, let it be go. See, there we go. I know destination, you never been there before. Oh, no reservation, come on, let's go and explore. If you never know before, well, it's your chance to know.